Hi everyone, welcome to a new week. This week I'd like to talk a little bit about micromanagement. So now, if you're a human being watching this, the chances are you have experienced micromanagement in one form or another, whether you've received it or dished it out yourself. And so what I want to start off by doing is looking at what is micromanagement. Well, micromanagement is where you give someone a task, but then go and complete it yourself. Now, there's a number of reasons why you might do that. It could include that you don't have the faith and belief that the person you've assigned the task to can actually execute on it in the way that you've asked. It could be that the stakes are just so high on this particular matter that you just want to make sure it gets done perfectly. You just want to make sure it gets done the way that you want it to be done, and therefore you have to insert yourself and start solutioning for a problem you've asked someone else to handle. Whatever the reason may be as to why you're micromanaging, it's really important to get the impact that micromanaging has, especially over a sustained period of time. When you assign someone a task, you are in effect showing a vouching confidence for that person to carry out that task. You're essentially saying beneath the lines, hey, this is something I need to have done. I trust you to handle it and get it done. When you then go in and do that task yourself, it's a vote of no confidence. The person on the receiving end will receive it as a hit, as, oh, I'm not good enough to do this. I'm not capable of doing the task that you asked me to do. That's demoralizing. You can demoralize your workforce by micromanaging. And when you take that and scale it over a huge amount of time, years, months, whatever, that effect is compounding. When you are repeatedly told, or you repeatedly interpret micromanagement as a show of your inability, you start to take it to heart. You start to believe it to be true. You believe that you don't have the ability to do the job as required. And far worse than that, it can actually start to develop within your staff a tendency to not be creative and not think of a solution. They'll tend to just follow along and just go with the flow. Because hey, what's the point in me putting the effort into this task when my boss is just gonna go and do it for me? He's just gonna go and redo everything, so why even bother putting in the effort in the first place? So it's really important to get that. But more importantly is to appreciate what's behind that, what's behind the micromanaging factor in the first place. And to get that when someone flags it and says, hey, please, let me do my job. You've paid me to do a job, let me do it. When people start saying that, it's important for you to stop and think and try and address that. Why is it they're feeling that way? What is it that's missing? And when it comes to micromanagement, more often than not, what it's alluding to is a gap. Maybe a gap in process, a gap in expectations and requirements of what you expect people to be doing to get a task done. If it's not being done the way that you expect it to be done, then have you clearly communicated the way in which you expect it to be done? Is it someone's fault that they're not doing it to spec if the spec isn't clear to begin with? So that's something for you to really consider this week as you're going about your business with your nonprofits and you're starting to think about perhaps hiring staff, or you're getting frustrated with staff members because you asked for this to be done and it hasn't been done. Start to think about what's behind that. Do I really have to step in to do this for them? Because the minute I do, something is broken, something is not working. Let's take a deeper look and work it out. What's not working here? Have I been clear? Have they understood? How are they feeling? What is their emotional state around me jumping in to take this task off of them? Maybe I don't need to. Maybe they just need some assistance. Maybe they need some help and they just haven't asked for it. Maybe I can assign more people to give them a hand Or maybe we can just get on the phone, have a call, and talk about the challenges they're facing and what they need to complete the task. The sooner you can have that conversation, the better. Because more often than not, what happens is that you'll get closer and closer to your deadline, and then you'll start to panic and you'll jump in and start to micromanage. So anything you can do to preemptively avoid getting to that situation is totally worth doing it. So that's it for this week. Have a think. Let me know in the comments if you're a micromanager or if you've been micromanaged, and the impact on you from either having to micromanage or being micromanaged. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like the video, and I'll see you next week.